Welcome back, all our 40K fanatics out there. I'm DJ.
And I'm Lane.
And we're here with Sims Nation bringing another Warhammer 40K Battle Report. Today, I'm bringing Silent King. He is the answer to all of my problems. This list came to me in a dream. And when I first entered all these units, when I'm walking around scaring my wife because she sees me just staring at the ground, not speaking to anyone, I was thinking about Necrons. And this list, when I was like, well, you know what? If I run the Silent King Canoptek Court, I would want X, Y, and Z. And when I put all of them in there, perfect 2,000 points with enhancements.
Sounds like destiny.
This is the destiny of this dynasty. And Lane, what are you going to be bringing?
We just got some stunties, some squats, some little space dwarfs. Bringing leads of Votann today, doing the Oathband detachment. Not going to play the Hearthband. Sorry, don't want to do it. And in protest of such, I brought no Hearthguard today. No baby Terminators.
That excites me because I don't have to deal with the 2-up saves and everything like that. I was like, man, I was looking at some of the stuff you already put out there. I was like, and there's those Terminators deep striking in too.
Nope, not today.
So, all right.
Just a bunch of vehicles.
All right, yeah. So these are some variants for me. I am testing to see if I can find something that I like to play better for GTs. Secondaries were the issue with my list last week. And I keep saying this with Canoptek Court. My biggest issue with it, personally, is my secondary game. Really changed up the list. A lot of it is still in the same theme, but I made some drastic changes to this and brought in the Silent King. But before we go over into that, Lane, talk to us about what you're bringing today.
All right. If you want more details about the units we're taking, the detachments, the rules, the enhancements, the stratagems, and how we plan to use them, please check out our separate army list videos. But for now, this is a quick rundown of exactly 1,995 points of the Leagues of Votann and the Oathband detachment. We have 3 characters. We have 2 Grimnirs, one of which has the Appraising Glare enhancement, and we also have Uthar the Destined. We have 2 squads of Hearthkin warriors. We've got 5 Sagittars with high last beam cannons, 1 squad of the Thunderkin, a little 3-mana Thunderkin with the grav cannons, the grav blast cannons, Chthonian Berserks with the plasma axes, 2 Hecatons. Both of them are using the conversion beamers up top. One of them is not WYSIWYG because it's got the cannon on it, but we're doing both conversion beamers. And then we've got 3 squads of the Hernkin Pioneers, my little baby jet bikes, 1 6-man and 2 3-mans. DJ, what are you bringing today?
As advertised, I'm bringing the Canoptek Court, and that is the Silent King leading the front. We have 3 Canoptek Doomstalkers, 2 6-man squads of Canoptek Wraiths, both led by Technomancer. One will have the enhancement to give that squad Infiltrate. We are bringing 2 Canoptek Reanimators, a new addition that we're going to try out today. We shrunk the Scarabs and Spiders down. Now we have 3 single Spiders and 3 3-man squads of Scarabs, so an extra unit there, but now they're 3-mans. And as I said, we're bringing himself, big old Zarek, the Silent King. I literally drove by a party store today and thought about going and buying a crown just to wear for this video. But I feel like I got to earn that first. I can't just come out here with the Silent King after losing so many games with Necrons and go sporting a crown, even in good company.
You got to earn that crown.
That's got to be at least earned. I give that respect, and that's what held me back from going and stopping and buying the novelty prop.
The crown is not purchased. The crown is earned.
Exactly. So, as I mentioned, I shifted a bunch of stuff up. I'm trying to have more board coverage. Canoptek Reanimators, amazing at doing secondaries because they're so hard to dig out with the 4-up Feel No Pain. So there's a couple things over the course of the game to look at and try. And of course, Silent King, I'm able to kind of get away from his initial aura for the reroll 1s to hit and wound. But it's also nice with the Doomstalkers. One thing I always complain about is rolling 1s with the Doomstalkers. So he's got some versatility. I think he might be a good linchpin. We'll just see if he doesn't just get blown up really, really quick. How about you?
I think we might just do fixed objectives today. Depending on the deployment, I might just take Cleanse and maybe behind enemy lines or engage in all fronts. I have a bunch of scout moves so I can push out on the board early. Let's just try that. I played 5 high-level games of 40K in the teams event this past weekend. My brain's kind of cooked. I might just try to be out there and just chill, maybe kill a few things. Just score some points.
You know Lane's tired when he's over here like, I'm just going to chill. And
just have some easy.
I'm just going to drive these buggies up the middle of the field.
I just want to have a mellow war, guys. I just want to chill out and have a mellow war. So that's the plan today.
Chill and have a mellow war. Just so you know as well, we always roll to see who goes first by recalling odd or even and selecting it. A little fun fact about tournaments. Typically, most of the maps are even on both sides. So wherever you get to and stand on your table, because there's 5 on each side to get around, that's typically where you deploy. So the reason we just roll off the odd or even is it really only matters on do you want to deploy first or second at that point. I think it's if you win, can choose attacker, defender, attacker. You pick your side and deploy first.
I mean, it's kind of the most important role in some matchups because in some tournaments, the tables are kind of squished together. And if you've got like a hammer and anvil deployment, I do not want to be running back and forth around the table. So for me, a lot of times, being able to choose which side I deploy on is the most important role in the game.
Yeah, that is hammer and anvil is the roughest one. The rest of them are good. Hammer and anvil is the roughest one because if you don't have
tables are parked together, sometimes I have 3 tables squished together.
Sometimes hopefully you have a good opponent. Because sometimes that turns into a game where you are not just playing against your opponent. Your opponent's helping you play the game.
Yeah.
He's like, I need you to move him 6 inches up. No, a little more that way. A little more there. Perfect. Right there.
I am not a tall man. I do not have a far reach across the table. I don't get that far across the table. So,
all right. So this is going to be for that odd or even?
Even.
It is even. So do you want to deploy first or second?
I'll have you drop first. I do not have any infiltrate to scout.
Okay, you have no infiltrate. Do you have any scout moves?
Yeah.
What is your scouts?
Everything.
Everything.
The 5 Sagittars and the 3 bike squads all have scouts.
Not the hecatons, though.
Not the hecatons.
Not hecatons. Okay. No scout move for me, just infiltrate. Still 4 on the tokens. You get 4 tokens you put out, 4 judgment, and they're 2 apiece.
Yep.
So you'll get both buffs, +1 to hit and +1 to wound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. And then you know me, I'm re-rolling hits in my detachment. That's about everything. So I think we're ready to get started with the game. We'll be back after deployment. All right, we are deployed. Lane, talk to us about what we are doing here today.
Oh, we are playing the glorious game of Warhammer 40,000. Our deployment today is Crucible of Battle. If you want to see what that is, just look at my deployment zone. I have it pretty well worked out with my entire horde of vehicles. Our mission rule today is Raise the Banner. Now, DJ does not have any battle line units, but I do have 4 battle line units because I had 2 squads of the Hearthkin that split up into the Sagittars. So anytime to get 1 point for each objective, I get on with a battle line. You can only do each objective once. So the most I can get would be 5 points throughout the game. Those go towards your secondary score. And then our primary mission is Purge the Foe. Good old kill 1, kill more, hold 1, hold more. 4 points if you hold an objective. 8 points if you hold more than your opponent does at the start of your turn. And then 4 points if you kill a unit. And 8 points if you kill more during the battle round than they did. And we both have a lot of units on the table. DJ's taking a lot of small units. I have taken a lot of small units.
All right. So for deployments, talk about mine because, well, you'll understand why I'm laughing when we get over to lanes in a minute because it's going to be kind of funny. So I don't want to get hit by some of the highly las beam cannons too early, at least not on my own terms. So I did deploy very defensively. Here's my infiltrating rates. So they're going up just right there. Now, they're off the objective for right now, just because of overwhelming force, but I can move them on easily. Reanimator, Doomstalker, Spider over here. Reanimator Wraiths, Scarabs. Oh, we got Scarabs over here too. And Spider's hanging out right back there. Doomstalkers both over here. The Doomstalkers are set to each get firing lanes. This one over here can move to middle or right side. This one goes center. And this one goes all the way to the far left. And then left. This one can go to the right or can go to center. That's what I'm at. And the Silent King is hanging out back here. So we can make a play on this objective. I don't want him to be too far back to be out of the game. So he's going to have a presence. So we're kind of going to have to move that way at some point to utilize the king, or the king's going to have to come towards center. All right, so that was it for deployment. Oh, wait. Lane put his army down too.
There's nothing in Deep Strike. It's all on the table, as you can clearly see. I'm going to go right down the line here, DJ, so stick with me. We've got Sagittar with Hearthkin Warrior. We have Hecaton with Solo Uthar the Destined. We have a Sagittar with the Grimnir. We've got the 6-man of the Jet Bikes. We have a Sagittar with a Hearthkin. We've got a Sagittar with the Berserks. We've got a 3-man and a 3-man of the Jet Bikes. And we've got a Sagittar with Hearthkin. And then we've got a Hecaton with the boys, the Thunderkin, the Thunder Buddies.
Call now. Operators are standing by.
And then we've got 1 5-man of Hearthkin holding my home field objective with the Grimnir with the enhancement.
All right. So yeah, that is half of Lane's deployment. The second half of his deployment comes in the fact that basically everything except the Hecaton is going to take a scout move.
Yep.
So let's decide who's going to go first and second. I kind of want to guess that you would really like to go first.
Yeah, I can get my kill and give me some CP. So here we go. It's going to be you.
Hey, looks like I'll be going first. All right, so first things first, Lane has to scout his entire army.
I got to mark some things for death.
Okay, let's get all that. We'll get all that at the same time. Hold on, we'll be right back. And we're moved. So Lane had us a ton of scout moves. I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to come over here and talk about some tokens he put out. Then I'm going to hand it to Lane, and he can just tell you what he did. So Lane put 2 judgment tokens on the wraiths. This one that says 3 is actually 2 judgment tokens, but it's 1 from the detachment. Talk about that in a second. This one's also a 3, so this is a judgment token from the detachment. And over here, the Silent King has a 2, so that's a judgment token for the army rule. So the 2s are army rules, while the 3s are from the detachment. Why are you doing that today, Lane?
Because the way the detachment rule is worded, you only get the bonus CP if you pick up one of the units that was given the judgment tokens from the detachment, not the army rule, because of the way they change things. So really, I only get the bonus CP when I kill the wraiths. That's why we mark them with the 3, or the Doomstalker, which we mark with the 3. So that's the only way we can pop that off.
If we're wrong, tell us in the comment section, and we'll change it. But for the sake of this game, that's the belief. Lane being the Votann player, I'll agree with him. Anything, I mean, if your opponent's telling you something that makes his army a little bit weaker, I often agree with them and go, okay, sure, if that's what you say.
Yeah, I'm going to play it from a conservative standpoint. So, yeah, that's it. I did all my scouts. I just pushed a few things forward a little bit that could get cover here, and a couple things more defensively. So, on to DJ's turn.
Lane did it wrong, so I'll say it right. Now it's time to play the game. And I moved. So I just told Lane, I was like, I've been complaining about not being able to score secondaries. I'm scoring secondaries with Scarabs on turn 1. So I got containment and area denial. Area denial, well, they're not battle shocked, and they don't have the aircraft special rule. So I'll get 5 on area denial. The other one for containment, I really am not able to get over to this table edge and get fully outside my deployment zone, even with the king. But these Scarabs can, and being that they're within range of a Cryptek, they get OC1, so they can complete the action because they are now a scoring unit. Otherwise, wraiths are tagging the objective now, still staying hidden. These wraiths are not tagging the objective, staying hidden. The Silent King is on reroll 1s to hit and wound, which doesn't matter so much for the hits, more for the wounds. And then he's also in position to shoot down here at that Sagittar. And then these 2 Doomstalkers are positioned in the middle to shoot at the Sagittar, the bikes behind, maybe, I can't see the corner from here, we'll have to look, or this other Sagittar that's peeking its nose out. So let's do some shooting and see what I can pick up. So after the shooting phase, we did pop this Sagittar right here, and that was all with the Silent King. Then we try it with a Doomstalker. These guys tried to hurt them, just failed on those dice.
Roll 1 on your number of shots.
1 on the number of shots.
He's got a 4 up involved, so I was able to
missed with 1 and barely wounded him out of 2. This Sagittar, we did a little bit better, but
took 3 damage on it.
Still, the dice kind of did not want me to hit and wound over here. But yeah, we did plink off a wound. So right now, we're at a point where these guys are hurting me and stopping me from the 5 on area denial. So I'm considering just charging them with the wraiths, taking these guys out, piling back to the objective, but then have a unit right there so that Lane kind of has to stop. Like this stuff that he has, these guys can pick up off the table, you said, correct?
The bikes can, yeah.
Yes. So the bikes could pick up off the table, but at least it would kind of close this lane towards center, pun intended. And I'm thinking that's what we're going to do now. So let's charge. Such a long debate on whether I wanted to do this or not. I committed, and I managed to take out 1 robot. We needed a 7. We rolled a 7 on the charge, and we literally got a 7. So there wasn't very much we could do as like swarming him. I could only get 3 to fight him anyways. So I just went with still string him back to get the feel no pain as well as the reanimators buff. So we're still defensive with them. Yeah, took out 1 robot. That went really bad on the dice. I mean, that was horrible.
Game defining there.
And there was also reroll 1s as well. That was terrible. But we're still in a strong, I mean, I'm still happy with the fact that we're at least kind of making center a little bit of an issue to get through. And they're in combat, so if this guy wants to fall back, he can, but then at least he's not shooting me with his thing, right? He can't fall back and shoot, can he?
I mean, for a CP, but I don't think I would do that with him now.
Fair, fair, fair.
I
All
have a lot
right.
of the rest of my army contributing.
So I'd lose. I don't get the 5 on area denial, but I do still get 2 points, and I will get a 3 for containing in 1/4 because these guys are a scoring unit. So I got that over there, and we'll kick it over to Lane in his turn 1.
All right, friends. For this game, I took fixed secondaries. I got engage in all the fronts and cleanse. So I'm going to try to do each of these things every turn. Erase the banners also counts towards my secondary, so that's kind of nice too. Because after this turn, I will have 3 points on raise the banners already. So really just pushed in here, trying to do a little bit of shooting, started doing with some whittling some things down. What happened here? We moved a lot of stuff on the table. When I fell back with the Grimnir, DJ spent the CP for the counter move. He did a little float over the Grimnir and tried to...
Since the strat is a normal move.
Yeah, use the strat to do the normal move, and then the Wraiths did their Mortal Wound Bomb. But they didn't do enough to kill the Grimnir. Picked up one of the guys, took him down to 2 wounds, but he's still there alive. And now everybody's going to do some shooting here. I brought these guys in from reserve. I uppy downy them. DJ did overwatch them, but I lucked out. He rolled a 1 on his number of shots. Even with the full rerolls and 5s from the Doomstalker here, they weren't able to pick up a bike. So I got lucky on that. Now we're just going to start blasting, guys. Just got to start doing some blasting. See what damages we can do, what we can pick up. We will have engage because we got these little guys out there. So we'll have the full engage, and we'll have cleansing over here with these Hearthkin and these Hearthkin warriors. We'll see some shooting here. So a little bit of shooting done here. It's tough with Necrons. We did some shooting over here, put a bunch of shots into these Wraiths. Did kill a couple of them. Killed 3 of them and got one down to 2 wounds. They're going to reanimate fairly well here because of the reanimator, but at least kind of put some hurt on them so they're not quite at full strength. Had the option of going for these Scarabs, but I just really wanted to whittle down the Wraiths because they can just cause a problem if they're left unchecked. So other than that... did some shooting here to pick up the Scarabs. We fired basically everything at the Wraiths that were here. The Hecaton, even a couple of these bikes had lines of shot. This Sagittarius had lines of shot. I spent the CP on the bikes, though, to finish them off to get the Sustain 2 on the strat. Because they had the judgment tokens and got a lot of auto cannon shots through. DJ had a bad save roll. He failed a bunch when the auto cannons went hot and picked them up. So they were one of my prejudged ones that actually gets me the CP. So lucky that I finished them off.
Probably shouldn't have charged out there. I'm regretting that now. So don't crush me too bad. Yeah, it wasn't worth it, especially since I didn't even take the dude out there. I was second guessing it.
He's just standing here with his middle finger up at you. So, yeah, that all because of me. So it went well there. Obviously, DJ has a lot of stuff he can slap me back with because I didn't really deal any damage to any Doomstalkers or the Silent King or anything. So I'm going to take a hit back here. But I scored max on engage and cleanse because we cleansed twice. So got some good points. On to DJ's turn.
Defending the stronghold and securing no man's land is what we're doing now this turn. So, for reanimation wise, we were able to get a Wraith back. The one Wraith only had 3 wounds left, so the Technomancer healed him up to full at the end of the movement phase. So we got a squad of 4 Wraiths moving up the middle. We used our little Wraith flight bomb to pick up 3 of these guys. So that was very, very happy times. And now we at least control this objective. So that's working towards secure no man's land. Scarabs moved up, getting ready to probably charge these bikes and just chew on them a little bit. And then over here, Reanimator's sticking around with the Wraiths. Spider moving up to threaten center. This Doomstalker is going to shoot all the way down here and try and pick up these, what do you call them? Your Thunder Buddies.
Thunderbuds.
And then this Doomstalker has a couple questions to ask. And those questions are probably going to be in the center. Maybe he'll shoot down here. We'll see how some other things do. Spider flew up top. He's going to also shoot in the center. Scarab's still holding around in the back. And then we do have our defense stronghold for the time being. And then over here, this mess. So Zarek is still on reroll 1s to hit and wound right now, just because that reroll 1s to wound is nice. He's within 6 of the Doomstalker as well as the Spider. And we're just going to put as much hate on this corner as we can. It's very tempting to go after the Hecaton, but I already got greedy once this game and it didn't work out. So let's go and Let's be a little more reliable and just clear everything over here that we can hit as hard as we absolutely can. So that's it. Let's do some shooting. That was a very weird shooting phase, but I'm happy with some of the results. Other things, not so much. You know, when Lane rolls pocket 6s on 6s for his armor save, that's never fun. So we shot down here with the Doomstalker and we're able to pick up 2 out of 3. I'm happy with that. Makes him a lot less efficient when it's just one dude and he's already out of the Hecaton. We only picked up one of these guys with the Wraiths shooting, and then the Wraiths are going to try and charge, and hopefully we can do some damage and pick these bikes up and then kind of hold these guys in place. You know, they're not really known for their combat prowess, so that's what we're looking at there. In the center, we picked up the Sagittar with the Doomstalker and Spider combo. And then the Spider up top just shot and took most of these guys out, so the Spider is going to try and charge and just snag him. And we can charge with the Reanimator, not really wanting to, kind of want to keep him close to the race, but we'll see how that goes. Over here, this was weird. So the Doomstalker shot, he was able to pick up 2 of the bikes because they still got cover. So that was good. Flat 3 damage helped out there. This guy tried so hard to fail. He rolled only 2 shots. Then I rolled a hit, and he missed with both of them, but he's still in my Canoptek control, so I got to re-roll, and then I hit. Then I go to wound. He rolls double 1s to wound. King's within 6, so I was able to re-roll those and caught 1 wound that I think actually he failed to save on.
Yeah, 1, I think.
It was 1 damage. Reanimator, he hit 5 out of his 6 wounds, and Lane rolled 4 5s and a 6 for his saves. Good job. And then the King shot. One of the rocks got through, took him down to 3. And then he shot with his staff, and Lane throw 2 6s to save both.
Yeah, some goofy saves on my part there.
But we still got some options. We're going to do some charging here, and I still will be able to get Canoptek control, and we'll see what type of damage we can do. So pretty decent close combat here. Over here with the race, we picked, well, the Scarabs popped first, did some damage, and then when I went over to the Wraiths, they were able to finish them off. I only put 1 Wraith on this last little dude, and it wasn't enough to take him down. You can see him there in the webbing. That's such an epic photo. I love it. But wasn't enough to take him down. He's still open. I didn't tag him because he can shoot me either way. We'll just deal with that. It was kind of hoping to tag him afterwards, but we didn't take this guy out. Simple as that. But that's okay. Over here, Spider charged. Reanimator failed to make his charge. He went over here. Spider charged. The one little dude, killed him, and then moved to tag the center objective. Hooray! And now he's got a judgment token. And then over here with Big Mr. King. So King smacked the remainder of the bikes off the table, leaving just 1 left with 2 wounds on him. And the Reanimator flailed aimlessly at the Sagittar. So that's it. Now look, and then I kept him in combat. Lane tried to pull so I wouldn't be in combat with him anymore. But this rock was not engaged, not base to base with him. I was able to come over here and tag him. Nice little fun little fact. We actually had to stop and look that up real quick to make sure it was even legal. So that's it for my turn. I'm going to get Secure No Man's Land for 5. It's a matter of if I can defend the stronghold. And right now I got 3 kills for Purge the Foe.
All right, so for this turn, we got Engage and Cleanse, because those are my fixed objectives, guys. They're always going to be Engage and Cleanse. So I'm going to get Little Engage this time. I passed all my battle shocks. I had a lot of units that were down pretty low. We're down to 1 guy or so. I passed a bunch of battle shocks. Fell back with this. Moved the Sagittar up here in the middle. Got the Grimnir is wounded back in here. Got out Uthar. So he's going to cleanse there. These guys are going to cleanse here, because now I do have 11 OC on this. So I can take the objective back and they can cleanse. Still going to try to pick up this Reanimator to do some work there. Oh, I forgot to move this Sagittar. I got so many units, I forget to move stuff. So I'm going to scooch that Sagittar out a little bit. And then got the Berserks out. They're going to go do some Berserking if we need to punch those Wraiths, or maybe go into the Reanimator. DJ did do the counter move once I moved close. He flew over the last remaining guy in that squad. There was 1 Hearthkin left. He flew over, did the mortal wounds, and killed him. So he got himself up to 4 kills now.
And moved closer to the Hecaton to weaken the conversion beamer.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. Like I said, we'll just scoot the Sagittar a little bit, and that'll be the end of my movement. I'm going to do some shooting. So in shooting, the Hecaton went hot and got, with its 2 conversion beamer shots, it got the sustained on both of them. I rolled 3s on both of them. So I got 8 hits on the the reanimator. So aced him pretty handily there. Didn't do any work into the spider at all. Both this Sagittar and these guys shot at him and just didn't do any damage to him at all. Did a little shooting over here, did get to the Wraiths. So even though DJ got within 12 of me with the Hecaton, it's still sustained D3, and I did roll 1-6, and I rolled 3 on that. So I actually got pretty good on the conversion cannon there. And then the bikes and everything just kind of contributed. We picked up the squad, picked up the character, and then we got these scarabs down to 2 wounds. So I'm going to do a couple charges. I want to try and charge in and get those scarabs with a tank shock, and then try and get over here and probably pick up the spider with a berserk. So we'll see how our charges go. Everything went the way I wanted it to. I made the charge here with the Sagittar, and we tank shock to pick up the last 2 wounds in the scarab. I rolled 6 on my tank shock, 6 mortal, so that was more than enough. Made the charge here, but the berserks, I spent the 1 CP to give them the extra AP in combat. Only 1 judgment token was on the spider, so I was hitting on 2s, but still wounding on 5s. But I did manage to get 5 wounds. DJ didn't make any of the saves at AP 3, so we were able to pick the spider up. Yeah, that's it. So I ended up with more kills this turn at 5 kills. DJ had 4, so I will hold more on primary. But now he's going to be angry at me and try to slap me back. I did do 2 cleanse and only 1 a baby engage.
Overwhelming force and no prisoners is my turn, so we got to destroy some stuff, which also helps for Purge the Foe.
Sounds like you just need to do the killing.
That is exactly what I need to do. So Reanimator, we bailed over here, and we're heading over here in the center because we're going to try and do some work in here. We got 2 Doomstalkers, a Spider. We're going to shoot in there. We got to try and get these guys picked up for 1 kill. I don't see myself really doing anything into the Hecaton, but you know, maybe we'll try and at least hurt him a little bit. Maybe charge in there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure that out. Because we also have Boom, Silent King. And he's got, boom, big rocks into the Hecaton. So there's a lot of potential there. But we also got to finish off this Sagittar hanging out back here. And then we have the 3rd Doomstalker also approaching. Spider moved over here into there so we can just finish off that last bike. So yeah, we're going to try and pick some stuff up. I might tweak over here and have the... I got to check his range, but I might have a Reanimator try and shoot at this last Thunderkin. Sounds like fun. So, all right. Let's do some shooting. So we went shooting into combat because it was pretty self-explanatory. So we did fail to kill this guy. Wasn't able to do it with the Reanimator. And then we poured into the center. So first the Silent King, he shot all sorts of directions. He finished off the Sagittar. 3 wounds left. Put a bunch of shots in here, was able to take 3 of the Hearthguard out, or 2 of the Hearthguard out of there, or Hearthkin out of there. I'll get this right eventually, leaving just 3 left. And then he charged them and got rid of them. And then both of the rocks hit home on the Hecaton for flat 12 damage. That made it easy for the Doomstalker to put 1 hit on him, dropping him down to 1. And then over here, we had to finish him off with the Spider, doing a devastating wound to take him out. Then we shot at the Berserks in the center. We're able to drop them down to 1 solo little dude. And then we shot at the Blade Wizard, or not Blade Wizard, wrong army. The Wizard that got out with another Doomstalker and his shots and took out that guy. So we got quite a bit right there. Reanimator charged in, got heroic by Uthar. And he with his tank shock, he almost took out the Berserks, but no, there's 1 wound left on this Berserk. And then they smacked him back, and he's got 2 wounds remaining because he is super, super, super durable, that even when he gets hit really hard with devastating wounds, he still sticks around. So that is it for my turn. Let's kick it over to Lane and see how... now I know where the 5th unit was that I took out this turn. The Spider finished off the bike. Good job, guy. So I had an overwhelming force and no prisoners. I got 10 on those, and I have 5 unit kills for the turn. All right, kick it over to Lane.
We are still engaging in cleansing. I don't think we're going to have a whole lot left here, so we've got to score as many points as we can whilst we can. Just jumped the last Thunderkin back in there, and then moved up the Hecaton so we can hopefully shoot this guy. We threw our Judgment token on here from Uthar, and then Grim Demeter this objective, so our Appraising Glare that objective. So technically this guy's at 2, so hopefully we just pick him up. And we got some more shooting. Maybe we shoot a Spider, maybe we shoot some at the King. we got some options here, but hopefully what I can do is if I shoot the reanimator with the hecaton, and then it frees up Uthar to cleanse there, and I can cleanse here with the bikes. So we'll see how the shooting goes. Quick little turn here. So the hecaton successfully popped the reanimator. This Sagittar was able to pick up the spider over there, and then this Sagittar just shot at the Silent King. Just a little bit of damage to one of the rocks, but he's still going to be there. The Meteor's still going to be there. So just 2 kills. Did cleanse with Uthar once he was freed up by the thing exploding, and cleansing with the bikes. And I got Baby engaged with the bravest little dude here. DJ did Overwatch him, but didn't get a single hit on him. So neat. So Baby engage, big cleanse. 1 kill for me. So DJ definitely had more kills that turn on to him.
I had to spend a command point to shuffle out one of my secondaries. So I had cleanse and recover assets. So I'm not really action based at this point in the game. So being able to dedicate that many units to actions, not really going to happen. So we are going to go after recover assets, and the other one was extend battle lines. Super easy there. We got it right there, and we're still holding home. So I got the 5 on that. Now I might change my mind with the extend battle lines, or I'm sorry, with going after recover assets and have this back Doomstalker just shoot. But right now the spider is in position to do the middle. So that's where we're kind of at right now. So we'll decide on that as we see what shooting develops, because there is some stuff that has to happen. Like, for example, I need to remove this little pocket of guys that's moving up on me. That's important. They got to go. And then hopefully charge Uthar over here with the Silent King. So that's kind of what we're doing. We got everything over here is able to shoot right into there, which is the Doomstalker, Silent King, and and his rocks. And then over here, the Scarabs will just charge and get rid of this guy just so he's not around anymore. We have 1 Doomstalker that's also able to shoot over there or shoot down this way. So we're going to see what happens, and we'll make a decision on if we recover assets or not. I mean, hey, I can recover with this one in the front if I just need to shoot all the way over there. So we will decide that, because it is the shooting phase, so we can decide at any point after we see what the Silent King can do. So shooting and fighting went all into one. We did charge with the Scarabs, and we're able to peel the last wound off that Berserk and take him down. Shooting-wise, a combination of Doomstalkers. We decided not to recover assets. Doomstalkers and the Silent King were able to pick up the squad and the Sagittar. And that was it for shooting. Oh, yeah, no. And we also put a Doomstalker down here and picked off 1 bike and dropped the dude at a wound. Charged in here. Dropped Uthar down to 1 wound since he reduces all the damage down to 1. So that was it. We decided to pitch recover assets because for the command point instead of going after the points onto it. I just wanted to do damage. We got 3 units destroyed on the round so far. Hopefully we'll pick him up when we get over to the fight phase if he's still around there. All right, that's it for me. We'll kick it over to Lane.
Still trying to gauge, still trying to cleanse. I passed both my battle shocks here, and the Thunder Buddy got out there so he can cleanse there, and then we're going to do some shooting. Sagittar moved over there, so I do get Baby engage at least. So we get 1 cleanse. I guess second cleanse if I picked up the Silent King in shooting, but I don't think it's going to happen. Let's see what happens. That's right, guys. There stands Uthar all by himself. It took a lot of shooting to do it. CP rerolls, some sustained here and there, but we did manage to finish off the Silent King in shooting. And Uthar did not fall back, so he was just able to stand there, and so he gets a cleanse. So we do cleanse for 2. I got Baby engaged for 1, 2, 3. Probably be our last good turn of scoring, but we did manage to pull that off. So DJ to get kill more, but I at least got 1 kill and got rid of the Silent King. So on to him. Let's see what these Doomstalkers do to me in return.
So my turn was storm hostile objective, right? I said that. Oh no, overwhelming force and bring it down. So all this went relatively quick. Spider moved over here to take that objective so the Doomstalker could move up here. Although the objectives don't matter for primary at this point in the game, they do matter for me to be able to have the Canoptek control. And then we shot. We shot away. It took a lot to take away this silly little wizard. The spiders and the flares, it took a lot. But finally, the wizard failed and lost his last wound. We picked up the bikes with the Doomstalker. We picked up the Sagittar with the Doomstalker. And we picked up Uthar. So we got 4 kills on the turn. And we'll kick it over to, and then we did get 4 for Storm Hostile, or I'm saying it wrong again, Overwhelming Force. we got 2 on Bring It Down for the Sagittar. And we'll kick it over to Lane to finish up the game.
All right, so I wouldn't have made a win, but I shot away this Doomstalker, and I tried to make a charge into the Scarabs with the Hecaton here. I rolled a 6. I needed 1 more inch, and I would have been able to get on this objective. It would have given me control more for the end of the game. Give me another 4 points, not quite enough to pull off the win. So it was a pretty good game, though. DJ did score pretty high with the Necrons at 92. Votann didn't do bad, though. I pulled off an 81. If I had taken Bring It Down instead of Engage, I would have done better.
Been 87. You would have gotten 6 more points.
Yeah. So it would have been a little better.
Instead of Cleanse. Engage, you did. Which one was it you did? No, you did really. No, it was Cleanse you did good on. It was Engage. So instead of Engage, yeah.
So, yeah, good game, though. Fun with the Votann. And got to pick up the Silent King, so it was a moral victory. So follow us over to the post-game chat, and we'll talk about how everything went. All right, have a good one.